All right, welcome everybody back to Team JadaPay, where we are all things merchant services. We are all things beards and all things not beards. We are all things skin. We are all things magic. We are all things merchant services solutions. We love credit card processing, but you know what we love more? Random facts. So, Mitch, why don't you tell me something that nobody knows about you? Or maybe something that, yeah, or something that people know about you, but maybe our viewers don't know about you.
Okay, so my background prior to merchant services, I was a professional magician for 30 years. I've been seen live by more than I've been seen live by more than 5 million people. I've done more than 18,000 career shows under my belt. So full-time career for years and years and years. And I made the transition from entertainer to corporate to merchant services within about a year. Just put my focus into that. So that was my life. And now JadaPay and merchant services is my life.
And so, Mitch, you not only have you been seen by 5 million people or more than 5 million people,
Yeah.
you have performed on the big stages in Las Vegas. You have
Yes.
performed overseas or on the seas, I should say, on cruise lines. Uh,
Yes.
you have been booked by private companies to travel across the nation.
Yes. Yep. I did 5 years on cruise ships. It was pretty cool because I didn't have a car, a house, an apartment, nothing. I just lived on cruise ships. I lived on boats and I traveled. I did that for 5 years. And while I was performing, I made some contacts with entertainment agents. And then when I made the decision to get from cruise ship to land, I reached out to these agents. They started booking me right away. And a lot of the agents were corporate entertainer agents, and yeah, a lot of my travels took me to Vegas. I performed in Vegas tons of times, did probably just about every casino and resort out there. But one of my specialties was corporate trade shows, where you've been to a trade show, Brian. We've been to them before, where there's hundreds of booths. Companies would put me in front of their booth to do the magic, attracts the crowd, and then I would put the bullet points of the company hired me within the magic. I'd do a 7 or 8 minute routine, and then I would hit the attendees with the bullet points and just a big lead funnel for the business that hired me. So they'd get 400 to 500 times more leads than just people sitting there hoping people stop by. And then that was a big part of it. And then the stage shows, one show, one nighters for conventions and the big stages, the glitz, the lights. It was amazing.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Even though he is one of the world's top magicians, he still cannot be Jada Pay's top salesman.
You did not just go there. You did not go there.
Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm gonna
No.
let that one ride. I'm gonna let that one ride. We're gonna sit on that one. We're gonna wait till somebody else is on this call with us on another date, and we'll have that
Yeah.
conversation.
That's okay because I've got a picture in my computer. I'm waiting to screen share when that person gets on here as well. I got one for you guys.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
I'm not going to say a word, but when that time comes, it's on.
Oh,
It is on. So stay tuned, y'all. Come back. You can't not be here for this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be
uh,
good.
so
So
interesting facts. Interesting facts. I like to know that it's amazing. So, and he didn't really talk about it too. So, Devil Dog himself, Mitchell Davey, is a. They don't like to be called former Marines, ex-Marines, but that's what they are. He was a crayon eater before he became a magician. He went to the actual college. Apparently, there's a college for magicians, and it's a like something so prestigious that only 6 people get in.
yep, 6 people per year. It's called the Chavez College of Manual Dexterity and Prestidigitation. So save that a few times. And I went back. I went there years ago. 30 years ago, I attended. And now with the internet, YouTube, you can Google. You can figure out every secret for free. It's online. Secrets revealed. I grew up in a small town in Ohio that did not. I didn't have any mentors there. So we had a little library, got a couple magic books. But if I wanted to pursue it as a career, this was my avenue back then. So
That's really cool. That's really
yeah.
cool. From Marine to magician to all things merchant services.
Hey, it's Triple M, Marine, Magician, Merchant Services.
That's good. And
Yeah.
Mitch, Quadruple M. That's the
So, so how about you? Wait. No, flip it around. Interesting fact about yourself.
there was a brief time, a few years of my life that I got to spend. I come from a digital marketing background. I owned a digital marketing company for many years, um, but I was a very niched digital marketer. I worked very specifically with the federal government, doing some FBI, Department of Homeland Security. I got to not play around. Well, I got to play around. I got to push a couple of the buttons, but some of the bombs that would go off and all that good stuff, that's what I was doing. So I was photographing and recording some of the new technology, the disruptions, and all that stuff that comes with anti-terrorism. And
Hmm.
it was really fun. I had a lot of fun. I got to travel the nation. I did not get to travel the world, but I at least got to travel the nation. I went from east to west, north to south, to so many different training grounds, all on the FBI's dime. That was fun. I got to build websites for them. I got to do the some of the videos, some of the photos. There's just a lot of cool stuff I got to do under the espionage title of
Hmm.
photographer, digital marketing specialist. It was just
Okay,
fun.
very
Yeah.
cool, very cool. And we're fortunate you've been able to bring that talent to JadaPay.
I did. I did years of learning how to do that stuff on my own. I did end up going to school for 6 months on graphic design to get better and hone the skills. And then, yeah, I mean, we're here. We get to build all the fun, pretty stuff. We get to do the websites. I mean, this just I don't get to do as much of the fun stuff I was doing in the FBI. However, we have done a few uh, video sessions where we're shooting some things, blowing some things up, and we're going to be doing some more of those as well. Some
Nice.
slow mo videos
All
of
right.
stuff going through some old terminals and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I
Okay.
do. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be able to provide these services, not just to our JadaPay team, but to any customer that wants these things from JadaPay. This is also one of those extra deliverables that we're starting to launch.
Hmm.
So we're doing web design and development, SEO practices or SEO services, as well as some graphic design, all under the umbrella of JadaPay. So
Yeah.
our offerings continue to grow. We continue to provide the excellent service to our customers, and it's just going to be a lot of fun to be able to see where this new year takes us with a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff that we've
I'm
been.
excited. I'm excited. We've talked about a lot of stuff and can't wait. Can't
Yeah,
wait. So,
agreed. Now we are on cloud nine. I will tell you that. This last week was a very positive week. We did not record because our entire team, all except for one of our staff members, was all in one location. So we spanned from Colorado to Indiana to Kentucky to Florida to the Virgin Islands.
Washington State.
Washington State.
Washington State.
I'm trying to think where else we had people come in from. Indiana. But either way, so all these people came into one location, and we were actually rocking it at the EPI Impact 2025. EPI is electronic payments. That's our back end processor. That's who provides the juice for the stuff that we provide our customers. So they're the
And
ones that
how
are
big is EPI, Brian? Please tell
well,
me.
well, EPI happens to be the fourth largest processor in the entire world. So
Yeah.
these people are not necessarily small, and they know exactly what they're doing. To the point that the CEO founder himself will answer emails directly. It's
Hmm.
really cool. What a powerful company to where your actual CEO is still answering individual emails. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I tell you that's impressive because when he was doing his keynote, he mentioned that, and you and I and part of our team members will work different hours, nights, early mornings, weekends, and I will send an email to our support, within electronic payments EPI, and to see him respond on a Saturday, early morning, after hours, just really complements the processor that we have behind us. And he didn't say it at the conference to glorify himself, to put him up on a pedestal. He said it just in general communication. and just his passion for what he does and his hands-on involvement. And it was just really neat to see him address that, having received so many emails from Michael Nardi throughout the year. It just says a lot about the company that we partner with. It's huge. That's
It does.
huge.
It really does. And he is a open door, firsthand person. He's done every single job there is to do. He started in this industry early on in his career. We are fortunate of that because he's also an innovator. He's in Forbes. He's one of those guys, and it's just really
Hmm.
neat to have him and his company, Electronic Payments, as our back end. The cool
Absolutely.
the cool thing is
Absolutely.
whenever you have been in the industry that long and you've embraced yourself in this one thing, this technology, for your entire life, uh, it's really neat. So I know that everyone just saw that, which is great because that was fun. This is the new addition to the Johnson family. This is Harriet, and she is a hairless cat. My son has always wanted a hairless cat. He wanted a boy and he wanted to name it Harry, but he ended up getting a girl and he named it Harriet. She is quite the personality. She lives here with four dogs and just really is I mean, she's fun. You just look at her face and she looks like an alien. She feels weird, but you might see her on the call today. I'm solo taking care of everything and she likes to crawl around and do her thing. I've got a little bed right here with a little toy thing that hopefully she just kind of says, "Yeah, this is where I want to be." Uh,
Hmm.
but anyway, yeah. So yeah, having somebody who's a top down leader like that,
Hmm.
who understands every single individual position in the company, who's basically worked every single position in the company, who recognizes the pitfalls, who understands how to make things better, who understands where the cracks are. I mean, it's just really neat. Plus, the innovation piece of the puzzle, and that's what we're going to
Yeah.
talk a lot about today. Uh,
Yeah.
he doesn't
Yep.
accept defeat on innovation. Go ahead, Mitch.
Yeah, no, and I'm just going to continue to compliment on another one of my big takeaways from Michael Nardi, Las Vegas EPI keynote presentation, is how a lot of companies get stuck in the now. They focus on the now, as to where EPI and Michael is looking in the future. They're looking a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and they're strategically the innovative planning now for the future. And that just continues to, like I said, complement where we are with our partner and where EPI is headed.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
It does. Well, he launched EPI launched a new thing. So with our back end processor, I'm sure a lot of our customers and a lot of our agents and everyone, we're always looking for a good POS solution for specific industries. Well, years ago they came out with Exatouch. Years ago, Exatouch was uh, it was developed outside of EPI, is my understanding, and they ended up buying into it, and then they ended up buying it. And then he put his team on developing the final phases of Exatouch and then
Hmm.
rolling that out. And Exatouch is such a great POS. It's a fantastic solution for vape shops and liquor stores and retail stores. Um, it does what it does very well, and there was still a need for more of a restaurant focused uh, POS device that can compete. What would you call it? A toast killer is what I keep hearing out in the field. Toast came into the scene and really disrupted the restaurant POS market by being um, I mean, with their all in one approach, but also locking people into those contracts. It just really disrupted our ability to sell. So EPI worked behind the scenes on a thing called Table Turn, and that's now going to be released to the public. It's been in working stages now, and it's I got to say it's phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to compliment real quick on Exatouch before we move on. Exatouch, the POS, like you said, vape shops, retail, liquor stores, phenomenal. But every one of my personal customers, my merchants, in addition to all the other agents and ISOs in the POS labs within the Exatouch demonstration, everybody complimented how good the customer service was with Exatouch, how quickly they can go in, remote login, take care of any glitches or issues. So you've got a POS system that's phenomenal, that is just an incredible system, but the system is only as strong as the support when needed. And that was complemented huge by so many people. And I've seen it firsthand myself. When I was doing some installations, I would be hands on doing the installs, working with the customers. A day or two later, something would come up. They have to tweak this or adapt it particular to this merchant's request, and the service is just it's amazing. It's a really good retail POS for sure, and the fact that it's an EPI product, it's at a great price point. The service, the customer service is incredible, and if there's ever any changes in the evolving industry, they're hands on and they're making those changes as we just continue to move on. Month to month, year to year, they're staying current.
They are, and they address issues relatively quickly when it comes to a POS company. And so it's really neat to see how Exitouch has evolved because we've been with them since the beginning. We've had some of the very first model years. We went through a series of Exitouches that had some bad hard drives, and they addressed that real quick. So I really enjoy their customer service and what they provide, not just to the ISO, but to the bottom line merchant. I mean, the
Mhm.
frontline merchants are the ones that are actually you guys are the ones that are dealing with. You need to be up and running and take payments and all that good
Yeah,
stuff, and they're really quick to resolve issues that come up.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, now the involvement or the evolution of EPI has brought to us a couple of things, but the big thing that they brought to us this year was Table Turn, and Table
Mhm.
Turn just is absolutely amazing, from its fine dining to its pizzeria to its quick serve to its standard restaurant. It really is a all-in-one platform for all things food, if you will.
Mhm.
It
And it's affordable. It's
and
affordable. So many of those other POS companies are so expensive. The monthly fees, the app fees, but it's a fraction of the cost for a phenomenal product. So you've got the cost side of it, you've got the service side, and just like the ExaTouch system, this is one where EPI's involvement hands-on with the evolution, evolving, just everything, the changes, the tweaks, the edits, the refining the whole system as they grow. It's not like it's a product that it's not a third party product. This is EPI's product. So
yeah,
that alone is going to separate from so many others, so many others.
it is, and just the simple fact that we know how they executed and developed and continued to evolve Exitouch, I have
Hmm.
nothing but hope for Table Turn. I have nothing but hope for. We now have a true solution for the restaurant industry. We have a
Hmm.
true solution that's not going to break the bank, and you're not going to have to lock yourself into an insane contract. I mean, the cool thing is, like you
Yeah,
said, it is affordable and
yeah.
there's no strings attached.
Yep. And in addition, not just the restaurant industry, but the finer dining and the hospitality side, because there's some POS machines out there that are good for one station, one location, one, small restaurant. But once you start getting into a restaurant where you need two, three, four, five POS stations because of the size and multiple handhelds for multiple servers, all this fits that vertical, which is another just huge selling point and component compared to what is out there.
Yeah, for sure. I will say the one of the cool things too is the UI UX piece of the puzzle. So that's your user interface and your user experience part of it. So it links up with websites and things like that to allow for, like for example, if you're doing a pizzeria and you're ordering online,
Hmm.
it already has that user interface created. It's already it's a plug and play type thing, as long as you have a web developer or have the ability to do any type of API functioning, it'll populate right in to your website, and it just looked phenomenal. It looked high end. It looked professional. They did a
Hmm.
really good job with the user interface there. The back end piece of the puzzle, we were looking at the fine dining Exitouch, where you can actually manipulate the dining room tables, depending on where they're at inside your restaurant or wherever it's at. Um, it's really good to see that. It's good to see how quickly and how easily it was to be able to set it up. There's just so many cool things that the table turn is going to do, and so many solutions that it's going to bring to the table. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the functionality that this POS has compared to what restaurants really need, there are so many things in the system that restaurants won't even use because one restaurant may focus on one particular side of service or particular areas, but this is loaded with so many different things that no matter what your restaurant or functionality or usage is going to be, it's got the software in it to run what you need and then some to where uh, it's overloaded with just a lot to pick from.
it is, and I'm going to jump into Handpoint as well. So one of the other things that EPI did was they included a software development company into their repertoire of deliverables. We run into a lot of industries that don't really have a solution, or they have a solution but there's not a payment processing solution inside of that. And so
Right.
this this adding this onto to their portfolio allows for them to be able to bridge the gap for a lot of these industries that just have been overlooked.
Hmm.
So, I mean, one of the things that we're looking into right now, which we don't have a solution quite yet, but we're looking again, this is where they're bringing it to us, is going to be in the taxis. So there's been a need for a taxi app, a taxi processing app. Contrary to popular belief, taxis are not going anywhere. The taxis are still very prevalent in major cities. They still operate, and they operate at a high level. And the ability for a taxi driver to take payments and to be able to do cash discounting or any type of other modified payments is just limited right now. So this right here, this gives the industries, more industries, the ability to be able to take payments through software development APIs. It's not that they're going to go in and create the CRMs and stuff like that. They're just going to find a way to map to the CRMs.
Hmm. Yep. And think about it from an agent's point of view. How much money have they left off the table that they can't get because they don't have that solution? I've talked to you many times about software CRMs where I've got the ability to close a really big deal, even if it's a small deal. You want to close that deal, because everything adds up. But more so, you want to give that service to that particular merchant, and not being able to work within certain platforms has killed a lot of that possibility. So then with the handpoint, that's going to be a really, really significant increase for our agents, for our company, and just to be able to create a bigger avenue of service to get these companies that we couldn't get before.
Yeah, it is. It is, and they get to take on a lot of the hard work that we were taking on before. There's a lot of research and a lot of unknowns that we had to navigate and get into the right person at the right company. Well, once we have a need, we just bring the need to them, and then they go through their channels to see what solutions they would have. So I'm
Hmm.
really excited about that. I think it's going to speed up a lot of the processes, a lot of the some of the hurdles we've been running into with some of these industries. So, and then again, so our ability to just be able to provide more services or the same services, but to more industries.
Hmm.
I'm over ecstatic about.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, that was the whole motivation behind our subject of EPI for the podcast today, because we just came off of the incredible week in Las Vegas. But so many companies out there that are agents are with processing companies, they're partnered that just don't have the vision that EPI has. They don't have the product, they don't have the development. So we just really wanted to showcase and highlight a little bit of EPI, because we would not be where we are today if it was not for the innovation of EPI. And that's one thing that separates JadaPay apart from other processors, other ISOs, is the processing partner that we have. And that's really what we wanted to share today, is that we have that in place. And It's when you have a partner like that, it just only continues to grow, and your overall strength as a company and that momentum is very powerful. It's very powerful to have that. Some ISOs don't have that.
Yeah, they don't. And you're right. And it's not like you're working for big bank here either. So yeah, they are huge, the fourth largest, but they're not big bank. Again, the CEO of Wells Fargo is not answering emails from agents that are brand new to the industry, and we get that. We get that with Mike Nardi. I think it'd be great to get Mike Nardi on the podcast. I think that might be something we'll be looking into doing here in the
Hmm.
near future. I can
Yep.
probably steal an hour of his time. It might have to be 2 to 3 in the morning,
Right.
but we'll do it. We'll do it. Mitch, I got a very serious question,
All right.
and I'm gonna talk age real quick. Um,
Okay.
I'm 43 years old. Uh, when I started in this company, I don't know if you recall when I started. Do you recall what color my beard was?
I think it was either brown or red because you and JP look similar, right?
It was dark brown. It was
Yeah.
dark brown. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't think the stress of the industry has caused this. I'm not mad at this, right? Like I actually enjoy the look of this. I like this, but I do know, just in all factualities, that you are a little bit older than I.
I'm a lot older than you. I'm a lot older. I am 10 years. I'm 53. I'm going to be 54. Yeah. So I'm 10 years older than you. And I got to say something. I don't have a single gray in
that's,
my head. This is natural. It is
that's where I
not
was
dyed.
going.
I have a couple like right here starting, but my whole head, solid, full, black, no dye. This is it. I am 53. I'm 53 years old.
Just want to put that out there. Everybody, he is taken, by the way. So, ladies, please don't stop. Okay, stop. He is taken. He's married, happily married, with a full head of no receding hairline, nothing. Um, the last time you guys saw me without a hat, I'm curious. So yeah,
I think the last time I saw you without a hat was our my first EPI impact with you in Orlando when you and JP jumped in the pool at like 10, 11 o'clock at night in the cold in November. It was chilly, but I think I think it's probably the last time I saw you without a hat.
I lost my hearing aids that day.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny that actually came up at EPI Impact last week. I was with one of our agents, and we were talking about the beautiful pool and the dinner, the hors d'oeuvres, the meet and greet, and I shared the story of how you guys jumped in. But then I communicated that unfortunately Brian did lose a hearing aid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. In fact, to this day, I never did get those replaced. I ended up going with Apple. We're going to go off topic for a little bit, but Apple created the Apple AirPod Pros, which
Hmm.
were certified by, I don't know who certifies hearing aids, but they were certified by whoever does that as hearing aids. And I've been using those as my hearing aids, and they actually work.
Okay.
The they work very well actually. You just have to charge them a lot more than you would the actual hearing aids.
Hmm.
The functionality. We talk about age, right? Remember, you're 10 years older than me, and I've got
Yeah.
hearing aids. Do you have hearing aids?
What? Huh? What? No. No,
Yeah.
but I do have readers.
Don't
I've
worry.
had
So
these
do
for
I.
about 10 years now.
I've got
Yeah.
my glasses as well, and I don't wear them. I need to because it's getting worse and worse. But yeah, it's like I miss my hearing aids. I miss being able to hear, but then sometimes I don't
Hmm.
miss being able to hear.
Yeah.
I can tell you that whenever I do have them on, and like I took for granted a lot of sounds.
Hmm.
Did you know that like a chip bag, the crinkle of a chip bag makes a noise?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no, like, I didn't know what that sound was like. And all of a sudden, when I got my hearing aids for the first time, and I'm listening to sounds like the sounds of a chip bag crinkling. I'm like, whoa, that's annoying. Or I can start, I can start hearing people crunch,
Yeah.
depending on what they're eating, or um, walking outside in sand makes a different sound than walking on concrete. And I was just like, this is crazy. There's a
Now,
lot of
can you
sound.
do
Oh,
like they did on like Home Shopping Network or these ads where you can turn them up and you turn your ear and you can hear like like 100 feet away where you're like spying on? I mean, were they
oh,
that strong,
yes.
that
The
sensitive?
not my Apple ones, but the ones I got from the VA had
Yeah.
they called it targeted mode or whatever. So you basically can
Okay.
just turn them up and you can direct it to which direction I want to hear conversations coming from. And it was no joke, Mitch. I was listening to
Really?
conversations across the restaurant.
Wow.
Now, if there was a bunch of people in that general vicinity, I heard everything. And so
Yeah.
discerning what was being said was relatively difficult. But yeah,
Okay.
no, it does work. It
All
was it
right.
was
All right.
insane.
Did you ever see with Mel Gibson What Women Want,
I
where
did.
he he reads people's thoughts, and
Oh yeah.
that's what I picture you. You're 100 feet away, 50, and you're just listening in, and yeah, funny,
No,
funny movie.
all of a sudden, I actually heard my wife, and I found out that she doesn't like me very much. No, I'm joking. But but yeah, I was like, oh
Awesome.
goodness, I can't say I can't hear you anymore because I heard you.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'd worked with you at that point since when you lost them in Orlando at that conference for about a year. I mean, we worked in different states, but I was around you. I didn't even know that you wore hearing aids. The construction and they were very So I had no idea. So then when you mentioned it, I'm like I had no idea, not at
Yeah,
all.
that's the other cool thing too about these modern hearing aids. You can't see them. They are very very. I mean, clandestine. They're put in, and it's like a tube. It's no longer like
Yep.
this. I have a hard time with the Apple ones because I can't put stuff all the way in my ear. I get vertigo and stuff,
Right.
and so like with these ones, they're just these small little bitty tubes, and I don't know how they shoot out the noise through it or whatever, but it works.
Hmm.
And it's nice when people don't know, but it's also nice when people do know. So
Right.
because when some people talk to me and it's just like I just don't hear, so it's like I can't acknowledge what I don't know,
Yeah.
and so I get that a lot. I get that a lot, and I mean
Hmm.
at least the people around me have an understanding and a knowledge that hey, this guy is kind of deaf, so you gotta talk to him or talk directly at him. I do.
Right.
You'll see me randomly, and sometimes I'll do it on here, but I'll follow what you're saying with your mouth, and so
Yeah.
I'll be mimicking it sometimes, and it's because I got used to reading people's lips because I
Right.
just couldn't hear. So
Yeah. Yeah. So if I start talking like Michael Winslow from Police Academy, it'll really mess you up, right?
I like how you referenced a movie that the majority of people have no idea, but it was
No.
great. I mean, what a classic! What a great film! What a
Yeah.
great actor!
Yeah. What a good guy. I worked with him a lot. I was his
Oh,
opening
did you?
act. Yeah. Yeah. So kind of share with you guys. Let me unplug this a little bit. And this is something I've never shown to the public, but over here I wanted to bring a taste of a touch of me and my personality. And Brian, you haven't been here yet. So here's like I don't know, like 10 or 12 8x10s of celebrities that I've worked with and performed for. And then over here is like a whole nother group. But let's see, where's he at? Oh yeah, so right here is
We got
Michael Winslow, and
we got
there's a
we got a
glare.
glare. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's Michael
yeah. There
Winslow
we
and
go.
I, and then yeah this, you know what I'm gonna do? I've got an idea. This is a podcast. It's gonna keep people on this call. Hold on 1 second.
Now we can't see nothing.
Hold on, let me try to open my blinds and
I
see
saw
see if
it was
this will.
dark over there.
Oh yeah, let's see if this will work. I don't know if
I
this
got
will
to
work.
remind our viewers that
I don't know.
Mitch was a Marine. So again, not smart enough to be a part of any of the other branches. Uh,
Really? So
there we,
anyway, let's see if this will work.
boom!
You
There we
see?
go. There it is.
All right. So
There it
this
is.
is Michael Winslow, and then this is Jimmy Walker from Good Times Dynamite.
Yeah.
So those are two comedians. I'm really good friends with Jimmy. So I met him at a comedy club. I got asked to be his opening act. He loved my show. no cursing, no f bombs, just very clean. Even though it's a comedy club, adults kind of thing, and we just became really good friends. And I would travel with him because my style is comedy magic. When I'm a stage performer, comedy magic was my thing. I started on cruise ships with illusions, but to pack up these big boxes to get people to cut in half, birds, animals, it got to be a lot to travel with. So I'm like, you know what? Let me downsize my show. I can jump on a plane within a few minutes, one suitcase, and play theaters for thousands of people because my show is not just visual; it's comedic and just verbal. So I worked with them guys a lot over the years. And
That's
yeah,
cool.
so Michael Winslow Police Academy. But the first time I worked with him is in Port Charlotte in Visani's Comedy Club. It's the west side of Florida, the West Coast. And I get there, I'm doing a stage check, a mic check, I'm setting up my stuff. And Michael comes in, and I'm ecstatic to be working with this guy, my first show. And he comes in, he grabs the mic, and I'd seen him perform about 2 weeks prior to a different club. And I didn't even know that I was going to open for him at all. It came about. And I thought, man, this guy's got soundtracks. Let me see what he can really do. He got on that mic, and the sound guy with the audio that he wasn't even there. It was just a mic, no reverb, no effects. And he just started getting on that. I'm like, wow, you want to talk about mind blowing, extremely talented. And Jimmy Walker, he's known, from Good Times, but he is one of the nicest, give you the shirt off of his back people you would ever meet. And he's brilliant. So we would be hanging out at breakfast, we'd be at the gym working out when we're on the road. And if something was in the news in the morning, it was in his show that night. I mean, he's writing brilliant. And those are two comedy legends that a lot of the people, now unfortunately, don't know. But you want to talk about talented individuals, the nicest guys ever. I worked with Jimmy a lot. I'm really close to him. Michael, I've worked with him a handful of times. So, we know of each other. But Jimmy, he'll call me, I'll call him. Super nice guys.
That's
It was,
really cool. And I'll tell you guys this: if ever you get an opportunity to meet Mitch, this is who he is. He doesn't change depending on if he's on camera or not. He's a genuine human being. It's so fantastic to see somebody like this, somebody who's been across the nation, who's toured and done these things, as humble as he is. We crack jokes all the time in the military, but at the end of the day, Mitch is one of the finer people that I'm proud to say that's a part of my circle. And if you ever get the opportunity to be in the company of Mitch, he is a hoot, he's a riot, but he's also a very genuinely nice guy. So it's really cool to hear you talk about those other people like that, just knowing that you're there.
now we got some up there that I don't really care about so much. We won't get into that. But no, I'll tell you who was really cool. It was Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. And I'll tell you who was brilliant is Gene Simmons. You want to talk about a business mind? He was phenomenal. I worked some events with him, and who else we got? I mean, so many people were just so nice, and you'd be surprised that a lot of them are just really quiet. Like Michael Winslow is very quiet to himself, but as soon as you say hello to him and you acknowledge, and he will engage the conversation and just make you feel so good, so good. And who I mean, I got stories about everybody. I worked with Holyfield a lot, got to perform with him, and my first ever celebrity was Celine Dion. That was my first celebrity performance many years ago. And my latest one, I'll show you this latest one if there's not a glare, and then we'll stop talking about a little about my experience. Is this one up here? This is Jill Zarin, one of the original housewives of New York. So she was one of the last celebrities I've had the pleasure of working with. I did one of her events, but just super great people, and I think that's why I love JadaPay. Is you guys are just our company feels like family. It feels like
It
family.
does.
Love
It does. We do a Monday call with the team and with the agents and everything. And we talked a lot about that today. Actually, we didn't bring it up. One of our team members brought it up. We are a family.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that piece of the puzzle, and we try to give that type of service to. We don't try. We give that type of service to all of our agents or all of our customers as well. So
Okay.
I know today was a little bit shorter of a meeting. We were really just excited about everything that we're learning from our processor. EPI is doing a lot of great things, a lot of innovation,
Mm-hmm.
which means we're the ones that are going to be providing that to you. So
Yeah.
real excited about the future of JadaPay, the future of the POS market. There's just some really cool things happening.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So
Good
as
stuff.
always, appreciate you guys tuning in. It was awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Awesome. Thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next road.
All right. Until next week. Peace.